Okay, so I have a story time, you guys. I was approached by this girl, and it was kind of creepy. It was kind of creepy because I had drove like 30 miles from where I live to go to a meetup group. And after the meetup group, I went to the bookstore, right? And in this bookstore, I was feeling so relaxed, so calm. Doing my work, I felt like no anxiety, which was crazy because I usually feel like a little bit of anxiety out in public alone. But here, I felt no anxiety. And so I finished my work, I finished studying, and then I get up to go look for a book. And I was looking for the book The Secret, right? And so this girl, like, I was looking at the book and I was reading it, and out of nowhere I hear, "What are you reading?" And I was thinking, like, they can't be talking to me, they gotta be talking to somebody else. And then she asks again, she gets closer and she's like, "What are you reading?" And I'm like, "Oh, I was just reading this book." And I started oversharing. Mind you, this girl is gorgeous. She's like a beautiful Latina girl. Uh, like, she's gorgeous. And I was just kind of taken aback because I'm like, she can't be alone. Like, she doesn't look like the type to just like wander around alone. But I don't know. She was like, "Oh, yeah, my boyfriend loves this book and that book." And she kept asking me about my favorite book. And she kept asking me questions back to back without giving me time to ask her questions. So I had to hurry up and get my question in so this won't be like a parasitic conversation, right? Okay, y'all. So she keeps asking me about like law of attraction stuff, and she told me she moved from Tyler, Texas, and I was like, no way. And she told me where she works, the company she works for. And I was like, oh, that's weird because I moved here from Tyler, Texas, and I work at that same company. And she's like, law of attraction. But what was strange is when I told her that, she didn't seem surprised. Like, almost like she knew, maybe. But I don't know. That can't be possible because if I drive 30 miles away from where I am and this random person at the bookstore approaches me, they happen to live in the same place I lived prior, and they happen to work for the same company I work for, like, what are the chances, right? And so I'm a bit freaked out, but I'm still just like, kind of happy to socialize with this stranger, right? Because I do spend a lot of time alone, and I was just like taken aback. And so she starts like asking me like, what's my favorite book, like all of these questions. And what's weird is like she was like, okay, I'll let you get back to what you were doing. And then she steps away, and then she gets on the phone, and then she's just on the phone like this, and I can't hear what she's saying. I don't know if she was calling somebody. And then she comes back and asks me more questions. And she's like, "Oh, are you gonna get that book? I was looking at another book." And she was like, I told her what I was studying for. I don't know why I did that, overshare. And she was like, "Oh, let me know how it goes. I've always wanted to try that." And so I thought that was kind of weird too, because she was like, "Let me know how it goes." But why would I let you know how it goes? Like I just met you, right? So I don't know. I just think the whole interaction was weird. And then what was weird is she texted me later that day. No, the way she asked for my number was so, y'all, it was so smooth. She literally just like put her phone in my hand. Like she didn't even, I don't even think she even asked. She just put my phone in her hand and I just put it in. And she texted me later that day. She's like, "Hey, it's da 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 da." I was like, "Oh, what book did you end up getting?" And then she texted me like 2 days later, and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't see your text." And then she called. She called after that. And I was like, "Why is she calling?" And then once she didn't respond for like 2 days, I'm like, okay, like this is sketchy. Like, because come on, everybody's on their phone. Like, what are the chances that she didn't see that message? I know that's BS. Okay, so When I was talking to this girl and I was looking in her eyes, I had the thought, like, this girl is a scammer. Like, she just gives scammer vibes. Like, I can't even explain. I just went to the business section because I was like, I need to learn about money. I need to learn about business. And then they had this group of people that came over there and they were like standing close to me, but I didn't look at them. I was just looking at the books. And then I went to the other section and then that's when she approached me. So I don't know if she was with somebody who told her to approach me, but I don't know. But I just left the store. Like, I had the feeling like I had to leave the store because I don't know. I just had this weird feeling after she approached me and was like asking me all these questions, was grilling me with questions. And she texted me and she was still asking like questions about that. And I was like, is this girl even a real person? I looked her up on social media. She did give her real name, so she is a real person. She works where she said she works. She's from where she said she was. But I don't know if she's one of those people who might be like religious and against people who talk about like the law of attraction and all that. And she started talking about her boyfriend. And like, she keeps asking me questions about what I was reading and stuff like that. And I just ignored her text because I was like, I don't know. I was just getting like this vibe of like this person keeps like grilling me with questions. Now, mind you, I was a news reporter in Tyler. I look different than I do now when I was there due to the change in hairstyle and just, I don't know, maturing a little bit. That was 2 years ago. So maybe she might have recognized me. I'm not sure. But yeah, she didn't seem surprised when I said I moved there from Tyler too. So yeah, that was just like a weird interaction, being approached by a woman. And you know, I don't want to think negatively. Like, I like meeting new people. But when it's like, I don't know, it just felt like they were extracting information instead of like a conversation that goes back and forth like a ping pong ball. So I just stopped responding to her because I was like, you know what, I'm not feeling this. I need all of my energy to go towards my goals. So I'm just gonna stop responding. And maybe that's a flaw of mine because I'm working on better communication. But when I don't want to communicate and I'm not obligated to, I will not. And maybe that's a hindrance for me because, you know, the people who network, people who make the most money, talk to everybody and anybody. But then there's, you know, protecting your energy. So, I don't know. What do you guys think of this interaction? Would you keep texting her? I want to text her and be like, do you always approach strangers in public? Because I'm not the type of person to walk up to somebody in Barnes & Nobles and be like, what are you reading? Unless I was selling something. But yeah, what do you think of this interaction? It was very strange. I like strange. It makes me think like, I don't know, it makes my life kind of interesting.